Hello, my happy enders. How are you guys this week? I was really close to the mic. Sorry about that. Didn't know if I blew your ears out or not. But, it's to me, so I'm going to blow something at some point. All right, same sponsors. Let's get the sponsors done so you guys can listen to this episode. Blue Apron. Blue Apron, super cool. They bring you food in a box. They go grocery shopping for you and put it in a box, and they send it to you with the recipe in the box. And then you just do the recipe. You can make people be like, oh, cool. Did you take cooking lessons for New Year's? Is this your resolution? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. But if you use blueapron.com/happyendings, which is BLUEAPRON.com/HAPPYENDINGS, you get 30% off your first order. Famous Smoke Shop. That was my phone because I am professional today. I normally record these sponsor ads on Sunday at my work. At the chiropractor's office, and it's when I've been working at the Comedy Store at Saturday, so I don't get home until like 1:32 in the morning, and then I'm here for normally my first massage at 9, so normally I'm fucking exhausted. So here, a little bit of my life. Famous Smoke Shop. If you want to relax, I don't know, like I said, you can go smoke on a cigar, and if you use promo code HOT20, which is HOT20, you get $20 off your purchase of $145 or more, or HOT10, which is HOT10, you get $10 off your purchase of $85 or more. Handy app. We all can use a little handy every once in a while. Handy app is the one-stop app. So if you need somebody to clean your house, you need somebody to clean your pool, you need somebody to help build you something, basic handyman services, anything like that, Handy app is your app. It is a really cool app. They're putting everything together, and I like that. I like not having to go to different places. So if you also like that, you can use our promo code AppSave30, which is APPSAVE30, and get 30% off your first booking. Shoe Dazzle. I love Shoe Dazzle. This is so awesome. You fucking take a quiz, and then based on your results, they send you shoes every month. It is a subscription motherfucking shoe service. How the fuck cool is that? Sorry, got excited. Shoes make me happy. So, like I said, you take the quiz, send you shoes. They also do accessories and a bunch of other cool stuff like that. Shoe Dazzle, if you use our promo code Happy Shoes, which is HAPPYSHOES, you get $10 for your first box. This is also something that you can pause if you are starting to get too many shoes, which is just the silliest concept ever. But you can pause it and then restart your subscription. Last but not least, Dollar Days. Dollar Days is a bulk website where you can get a bunch of bulk stuff together. So if you listened to me last time for the orphans that you're saving, if you guys are religious, which probably you're not if you're listening to mine, but you can send them to, I don't know, all your missionaries or whatever the heck they do. But Dollar Days is a very cool website, which gave us 2 promo codes, Happy Endings 20, which is HAPPYENDINGS20. You get $20 off your purchase of $200 or more. Or Happy Ending Ship, which is HAPPYENDINGSSHIP, and you get a flat rate shipping of $9.95. Now, this episode is Josh O'Brien. He's an awesome person that I met at the Comedy Store, and I've actually done comedy with him at this really shitty bar, but whatever, we've done bar shows together. Josh O'Brien has a very cool podcast called Civilian. I knew I was gonna mess it up. I will do it on the end of this. So yeah, listen to this and enjoy, and also like, subscribe, comment. I really need those, and I'd really appreciate them. Thank you. The state slogan for Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah, the state slogan for Idaho is Idaho, the first step is admitting it. And that is how I'm going with that one.
Okay.
Okay, so you were talking about surgeries before I rudely cut you off.
Okay.
What surgeries have you had?
I had 2 on my shoulder.
Let's pull these down a little.
Okay. All right, where do I got to go?
You're fine. You're
all
good.
Right.
Do you want me to keep the face rest too low?
That's fine. I don't.
Okay.
I'll bring it up a little bit, I guess, if we can. That'd be cool. We started this already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kinda. I haven't introduced you yet, so. More? Better?
No, that's good.
Yeah? All right. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Get undressed, get under the sheets.
Ooh, you're in for a treat. No, I promise this is not a dream. It's just a happy ending with Joy Eileen.
Do it.
Okay, I'm me.
You're me.
Yeah, I'm Josh O'Brien, retired Navy Seabee stand-up comic, morning radio guy. I'm like the Where's Waldo of rock and roll radio in Los Angeles.
So you wear a red and white striped shirt?
Of course, with the KLOS logo.
Oh.
So, yeah, a toque. We're going Canadian over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a
toque.
Canadian.
Who's Canadian?
Emily.
Fucking Canucks, man.
She's from Nova Scotia.
Don't you know, Knuckleheads.
P.S. I know this isn't part of the podcast, but it is. We watched Super Troopers 2 last night.
You did?
And every time that dude started talking, I thought of you, and it made me giggle. And then he started talking about the Halifax explosion, and I was all...
I know about that.
Halifax. I love that movie Goon. You guys see that?
That's the hockey movie, right?
Yeah, it's the
With
hockey movie.
Stifler?
Yeah, Stifler's yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know.
Oh, there's a part where he becomes a Halifax hitman. He's chasing after him. Halifax.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I hear Halifax, I think of that.
That's funny. I think anytime somebody says that they're going to go to Big Bear, like to go skiing or something, I think of The Great Outdoors with John Candy. When he runs into the house and he's all, Big Bear, Big Bear, Big Bear. Nobody else gets that reference but me. That's a good movie.
No, it's still good. I think we get it. It's just not as funny.
Thanks, Josh.
Just kidding, man.
Man, you realize you are in the position. You're in a very vulnerable position right now.
Yeah.
And I'm a very strong female with very sharp elbows. So all my jokes are funny.
I'll go into POW mode. SW1 O'Brien, retired. Service number 1234567 I'm American fighting man. I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Some shit. I don't remember how it goes. I'm retired.
How long have you been retired?
Oh, about 3 years.
Okay, damn. That's not that long ago.
Nah, man. It feels like yesterday. I did a roast retirement since everybody here is affiliated with the Comedy Store in one way or another, but I did a roast retirement ceremony there instead of a retirement ceremony.
Uh-huh.
It was cool. It was supposed to be at 8 o'clock. It got bumped by Louis C.K., so it ended up being at 10.
Oh, did he jerk off in front of you? Did you apologize?
No. He never asked, so I guess he never did. Mm-hmm. At least the dude went for consent, but, no.
Yeah, but that's just like when somebody comes up to me and they're like, do you want guacamole on your food? And I'm like, yeah, fine. I don't know. Just leave me alone. Just, whatever. Put it on there. Sour cream. Okay.
Fine, show it to me. I don't know.
Stop talking to me. Just do it so I can leave and cry later.
Why did I eat all those avocados?
Don't worry, I won't jerk off on the podcast. Can I do it after, though? I'm just kidding.
That's later. So you were in Port Wayne.
We'll put that on Patreon.
Yeah. That'll be on Patreon?
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of Patreon, I do a lot of fucking podcasts, man. I edit a lot of these things. Mm-hmm. So I helped the store, helped out Don Barris for a while, do fucking Sam Tripoli's, a couple others.
The Comedy Store podcast is my favorite.
Is it pretty cool?
Oh,
you liking it?
So much fun. I've been listening. John listens to it more than I do.
Okay, cool.
Because he has that hour drive to Port Wayne every day.
Yeah. See, I didn't realize you live down here. I thought you guys were up there.
We live in Santa Clarita.
Oh, okay.
We live right by Magic Mountain.
So.
Sandra's place.
Oh, okay. Hey.
P.S. You have a rhinestone on the bottom of your foot.
So you cannot take a picture of that.
On the bottom of my foot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's just the casualty that happens. When
Rhinestone cowboy.
Do you see it? It was a
Sure.
sequin. Did it fall
Did it
off?
fall off?
It must have
Oh,
fallen
no.
off. Oh, here it is.
Okay, put it back on. We gotta take a picture. If that's okay.
Sure, go for it, man. Fuck it.
The bottom of your feet.
As long as my butt crack ain't showing.
No.
No.
Okay, just
And
checking.
I need your butt crack.
Well, go for it. That's fine. I just didn't want it photographed.
Damn, I'm that good. Look at you.
Photographed.
Already relaxed.
No, I'm nervous.
Are you nervous?
No, it's a joke.
Alright.
He's a guy in a room with 3 girls. Of course he's nervous.
You're right, and a rhinestone on his foot.
What are
Yeah,
we
man.
going to do with him?
I'm in a very vulnerable position.
You are. Just wait, it gets
Man,
worse.
all alone in West Hollywood. What will you do?
A rhinestone whip. You know I have one.
Yes, I've held it many times.
Holy fucking Christ, what did I get myself into?
No, but really, the Comedy Store podcast is hilarious. It's
Yeah.
just listening to the stores. The store is like my favorite place ever. And it always ends up getting brought up in my podcast, too.
But yeah, it's like, you always have, store people, which is cool. Like, stores saved my life, man, fucking several times. I got back from, like, Iraq 2006, 7-ish, and then after that deployment we had, that's why I wanted to be a comic, dude. We had Robin Williams, Louis Black, Kid Rock, and that year's Miss America were the USO tour,
Uh-huh.
And it was crazy because, like, that was... When you're deployed and you're in the field, you got like a million things going through your head. You're like, who's the gun truck's good to go, the comms up, who's going through a divorce, whose kids learn how to walk, whose mind's not on mission. So you're always thinking about that kind of shit.
Right.
And for the first time on that deployment, the first time my mind went blank, I could actually enjoy something. And that was when Robin Williams was killing it on stage.
Right. Was it was it during cocaine or after cocaine?
Oh, he was sober at the time. This is 2007, actually.
Because Rick Ingram talks about how...
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I'm in the other room on that shit.
Right? When he's the one that destroyed...
Hey, Robin, remember that one time you, me, and Mitz were up in the hills? When he does Drunk Argus, dude, fucking Rick's the shit. Hey, Robin, remember that one time? He's like... I don't know, you and Mitz, you guys are doing bumps in the back. And Chicken Green comes walking in. Mike Becker was back there somewhere. I don't remember.
I can't buy cocaine because you still owe money.
Listen, I don't like cocaine. I just love how it
I
smells.
love how it smells. I saw one of Argus's jokes on a meme the other day.
No.
And I was like, oh, wait, that's stolen. It was the, you're drunk when you swerve so you don't hit a tree and you realize it's your air freshener. And I was like, that's Argus's joke.
See, I wrote that one back in 1984. I was on my 4th DUI. I was coming down the hill.
And I thought, wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, fuck, dude. Argus is such a good dude.
So did you start comedy, like, immediately when you got back?
No. Actually, like, I got back and then, like, my wife and I are on the rocks. I extended to be an instructor.
Uh-huh.
So, well, you're familiar with Port Hueneme.
Mm-hmm.
For those dear listeners that are not, it's where my base where I was fucking stationed, and I was in a battalion of like 800 people, and they deploy, and then I stayed back as an instructor. So all my friends are gone, and the people I worked with were married, so they got like family shit going on. My shoulder's fucked up, about ready to have a surgery, pretty depressed, living with some survivor's guilt. I lost a good buddy of mine in Iraq, and so I'm just kind of like, dude, I need to fucking distract myself. So I went and I watched a taping of Louis Black's Brutal All Evil. And at the end of it, he's all like, hey, anybody want to say anything? Or you want to talk about some shit or whatever? I don't know. Just, this feels really good, so I forgot what I was saying.
That's perfect.
So, yeah,
Start telling me your secret soon. Okay?
Oh, yeah, cool. 311, 101. Diamonds are in the rough. Okay, just a second.
He wants to come on stage.
Dude wants to just come. That felt great. So, at the end of the whole thing, he's like, "Hey, nice. Thanks for coming out. Anybody want to say anything or whatever?" And I just raised my hand. I was like, "He's like, hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Hey, man, I'm Petty Officer O'Brien with Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 40. Just want to say thanks for coming out to Kuwait and hanging out for the troops at Christmas." And then he went on this whole thing about how Robin asked him to go, and he thought it was really cool. And I was really appreciative. Still this day, I'm appreciative of that. And then I was like, oh, cool. That kept my mind off, basically blowing my brains out, because, like, I did have a gun in my mouth the day before that. So, anyways, so that was cool. And then I went and I watched Jimmy Kimmel Live a couple days later because I wanted to go watch a taping of something, and I was wearing a Red Wings jersey. Meet Mr. Don Barris. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's cool. And I remembered him from watching Windy City Heat, which is still, like, one of my favorite fucking movies. It's fucking hilarious,
It is hilarious.
And I've done so many setups, like, of Red Bat, Blue Bat type shit. If you don't know, watch the fucking movie. But I've done silly shit like that because I always thought that was funny. It reminded me a lot of, like, Three Stooges type stuff. And it was just really cool. So he's like, hey, come hang at the store. So I did. You know, he told everybody to go do that. And I was shooting shit with him about, he's a big Pistons fan, I'm a big Red Wings fan, talking about Detroit sports for a little bit. So I go to the store, and I'm hanging out, and I'm out back. And it was before, like, the rush. Like, now you go to the store, it's fucking assholes to elbows. Everybody's in that motherfucker now, you know? But back then, barely anybody, you know, went. So Steve Trevino, Tripoli, fucking Steve Simone. I feel like I need a bag for all the names I'm dropping, but there's a lot of...
We'll clean them up later.
There's all these comics that I was just shooting the shit with. I was just blown away to be there, and then they're asking me about Iraq, and I'm telling, you know, stories, and they're like, dude, you should be going up there and telling that on stage. And I was scared, dude. Then it was Benji Aflalo pulled me in from the main room to the OR. He's like, dude, fucking hang out here. And then next time they had a potluck, I just asked if I could slide up and do a spot. And then, you know, but there was like, then it's not like now. Like now, the place is fucking full. It's hard as fuck to get a spot, you know?
Yep, I do know.
Back then, they're just kind of like, fuck it, slide them in, you know?
Right.
So there's pictures of me on stage like almost 10 years ago, which that shit would never happen fly now, you know, if you just walked in and you're like, hanging out and being cool.
People try.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to watch.
Oh, it's so funny. When people call, what if I just give you money?
Yeah.
Oh, honey, no.
Or the pretty girls. I'm pretty. I should be on stage. Yeah, not this one. There should be a pole in the middle of it.
Yeah,
sorry, pretty
body
girls.
works. Just don't know.
Yeah.
So you didn't stop? Like after you started, you didn't stop?
Well, I transferred to Virginia, and then I didn't do comedy for like 2-3 years. And then while I was in Virginia, I still kept in contact, though, with a lot of the comics from the store, you know? And then I was getting used to my job. I was an ops chief, so I was in charge of all the construction in Virginia Beach for the Seabees, and on most of the military bases. So I was like, my thing, and then I just wanted to go up. Fucking Bobby Lee came through at the fucking Funny Bone. Week later, it's Pauly Shore with fucking Steve Simone. Steve Simone's like, hey, buddy, you're funny, dude. You really should go out, man. It's midnight. So it's kind of like Steve Simone was one who was kind of solidified me starting going back up. Because I really wanted to. I just kind of think, you know, like, your comics or you're around comics enough to know that it's kind of that positive push sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And that negative push to say you can't do it at the same time, you know?
Uh-huh.
So if you got both those going on, it really is good motivation. So
Steve Simone was one of my pushes, and he has no idea.
yeah.
But he was on stage one night, and there was some drunk twat. Oh my goodness. And she was so drunk, and he kept trying to talk, and she just kept interrupting him. And he lost his cool. And Steve Simone
Oh, you don't want to
does
see
not
that.
lose his cool.
No, but
and because at one point he was talking and she goes, excuse me. And all of us in the audience were like, what the fuck is happening? And he's like, I'm on stage. And she goes, yeah, but I just wanted to give you a joke. And all of, like, you could hear the collective gasp, like, oh, holy shit, she's dumb.
And the pitter-patter of all the feet of the comedians running in to see what's going to happen.
All the door guys were like, oh shit, don't light him.
Get her.
And
Destroy her.
He did. He went off on her and started yelling and just calling her a bunch of names. And then at the very end, he left. And then he came back. And I don't remember who was on stage after him, but he came back and he took the microphone. And he's like, I feel really bad about being mean to you. I'm not a mean person. And he's like, comedy is hard. And I know you guys all saw me bomb right now because I let her get in my head, and I know all of you guys think that you could do comedy. And John looked over at me, and he's like, I don't think I could do comedy. And I go, I do.
yeah.
I just spit. That was amazing.
Oh, and that is the broken part of a comedian. Where it's like when you see a room and they're not giving the comic anything, and they're just dying slowly on stage, and there's still a part of you that's like, I can break them.
Yeah.
Like,
if we do this will work.
yeah, I can do it.
And that's when John looked at me.
Give
He's
me
like,
3 minutes.
he goes, you really want to do comedy, don't you? And I'm like, yep. And that's when he found the ha-ha, and I paid $5 for 5 minutes and all that good stuff. But yeah, Steve Simone, he has no idea because every time I try and talk to him, I think I scare him and he runs away. I've tried to get him on the table and he like panicked.
Oh.
I'm like, hey, do you want to do my podcast? And he's like, I feel bad. And then he started talking about being in a hotel room and how he cleans the hotel room because he doesn't want the maid to. And I was like, I'll make the bed.
It's like, we didn't want this to be a thing. I'm sorry.
I just really like you, and I kind of want to tell you my story about how you helped me start comedy. But okay, sure. Do you want me to give you a hotel room? Like, I don't know what's happening right now.
We can do it in a weird hotel. We can do that. We've done that before.
And I don't know if you know this, but I just did Benji.
Oh, no shit.
No shit. Benji.
Like, how long ago? Just like today?
Like 30 minutes ago.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, man, a lot of people don't realize that guy, I swear to fucking Christ, man, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, and a lot of it, it's really weird how the dominoes stacked for you to go up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For you to get up on stage. Like, Barris was being cool. You know, hey, man, I saw him there. And it's just really inviting to go to the Comedy Store. Benji pulls me in from the original room, or from the main room into the original room. And being in the original room, going out and hanging out and shooting the shit with people that are basically like on deck if it was baseball. You know, it was just how a lot of that shit just worked together. And then Tommy, I mean, he's gone, but a lot of people don't like him. But I really don't have anything bad to say about the guy because I never really had to deal with him. But at the same time, he's like, I was asking him questions about being able to go up, and he's like, look, you're a comic, you just don't know it yet. The building knows you are. You know you are. Or no. He's like, the building knows you are. Inside you are. You don't know you are. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy rattling?
Thank
But,
you, Yoda.
yeah, it's like, exactly, you know, so.
That would be a fun one. Get Tommy on the table. Oh my god.
Hit him up.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't even know how to get a hold of him. I know he was
Girl.
doing. He was doing Next Stage for a while.
He's doing some Taco Tuesday thing now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. So you said you had 2 shoulder surgeries. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, 2 on the same one, though.
Yeah. What happened? Did you tear it? Did you?
So I was separating concrete forms in Okinawa, and instead of separating the forms, I separated my shoulder. This was in, like, my first year in the military and shit. And then, so I was like, fuck, I didn't want to report it, because I wanted to go to underwater construction teams. Like, it's basically like being a SEAL without guns. You know what I mean? It's like, There's all the training and all that other shit. I know, like, I'm kind of round-shaped now, but I used to be pretty athletic. It's part of the old day job. But anyways, like, fucking, that feels good. But, yeah, I popped it out, and then, a few years later, popped it out again when I was in Iraq. But, no, I was all set up for freaking going to the school to be a diver and stuff, and that's when I got the consult in for my surgery, and then I did the surgery, and I was healed up, and then I had the opportunity to still go for the same diver's school, but I was set up to go to Puerto Rico, and I was, like, going to be in charge of some construction there, and I was like, dude, this is Puerto Rico. I don't want to, jeopardize that, and I just ended up loving what I was already doing, and I just never submitted papers to go as a diver, which, is what it is.
Is that the only surgery you've had?
I had the 2 there on the shoulder. I'm supposed to have my hips replaced, but I don't want to do that.
No?
I'm not in a hurry to have surgery.
You know what? I had a lady, she's 72 now. She was 70 when she had her hip replaced. She's walking the next day. She's spry as fuck.
Yeah.
And she's a little odd, but love her. And
she's doing the fucking marathon. She's going to the Boston Marathon next year.
No, she got into politics because that's what every 70-year-old person should do.
All right.
And
strike 2 on why she get hip surgery.
And she's a ranter. She's adorable. And she doesn't remember what she does afterwards. It's okay. Mm-hmm. But no, the hip surgery now compared to what it was 5 years ago is just so drastically changed.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what part, though. You know what I mean? Like, what part of your hip.
My dad had both of his hip replaced. He had to eat both sides done.
Yeah.
Same thing. My dad was Air Force, and he had his done through the VA and all that good stuff.
Yeah, the VA, it's second chance to die for your country. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
But they sent him up to, I want to say like San Jose or somewhere up there.
Oh, cool.
And that's where he had his hip surgery. But he swears by it.
Yeah, I'm just not in a hurry to do that.
Any crazy broken bones?
No.
No crazy hospital visits?
Not on my own.
Okay.
Alright, so I don't know how depressing you want to make this shit sound, man, but alright, so I was a recruiter for fucking 3 years in Northwest Ohio, and I'd recruit out of the school I went to. It was a vocational school. I had this dude, he was a kick-ass electrician. He went to state, and I'm like, God, I want this dude I definitely want this dude in the battalions I'm going to, because he's already interested in the military. So I recruited him. I get him, fast forward to, I got him the job he wanted, electrician. I made a lot of calls to the processors, make sure that shit was good to go. And then after that, I was like, I get this dude in my battalion. So I did, and I called the detailer. That's the guy who kind of picks where you go, Mm-hmm. And then, I'm in Guam for like 3 weeks. The dude I'm talking about, Lucas, he's in Iraq, and he's like, oh, dude, this is MySpace days before Facebook, but man, I'm fucking kicking ass. I'm digging it here, and he's in Fallujah, and he's doing convoy shit, and so it's like, mind you, this is my recruit, and I'm like, you fucking asshole! I told your mom, because I sat down with his mom like across the table. I was like, oh no, he'll be in a safe place. But he puts himself, you have to volunteer for this gig.
Right.
So he volunteered for you're basically a rolling target. You're on a main supply route. It's a big fucking highway. It's basically like the 405. All the time, military vehicles going from point A to point B, and there's always people that are out there trying to ambush you. Non-stop, IEDs and shit. So, I'm in Guam, enjoying my time, and operations chief's like, hey, Obi, how do you feel about going to Iraq? And I said, do you give a fuck about how I feel? He says, no, I'll see you in 2 weeks. So then I'm in Iraq. And then, so this dude I put in the Navy, I have coffee with them on every other day almost, and just shoot the shit with them. And then we're fixing a road we're fixing roads as part of my job. And I get a report that one of our trucks are hit, and it was Gallagher is one of them, the dude I was talking about, Lucas Gallagher, fucking hit an IED. And then, so, I guess he got launched pretty far from the vehicle, and the corpsman, which is military doc, basically Navy doc, looks at him and was like, are you okay? And he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine, dude. No, but he was out, so they're trying to fucking wake him up. And then when he sits up, he's just like, how's my face? Like that. And so first thing he says, and I love that story, because the first thing he's thinking about is pussy, dude. You know what I mean? He gets destroyed, but he loses a couple toes in the back of his calf, and he's just trying to get ass. I fucking love that, dude. I thought it was hilarious. And so then I'm in the hospital hanging out with this cat. And then, the general that's in charge of that whole area is like, you're his recruiter? No shit, get in for a picture. And I was like, what kind of recruiting poster is this going to be? So, but yeah, that was one of my visits for the hospital. Other than that, good dude. He's fucking making bank doing that now.
Is he still getting pussy?
I hope so. Well, yeah, no, he is, because he's got kids now, 2 of them, so.
No, he's not getting any.
You have to, yeah. Yeah, not from the wife, I'm sure.
Yeah, that would be.
He did it,
Yeah.
At least twice.
He did get it, and then now it's gone. I thought that was the theme song from a sitcom or something.
Time's up. No.
It's because you don't have anything in it, because you're so
right. We're too cold.
But yes, we're at Cassandra Cass's house still.
Oh, yeah.
Yay! So do you have any good comedy stories? Any, of your favorite moments doing comedy?
Oh, nope. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to kick you out. I was okay, massage is over.
All right, so, good. Yeah, the other day, this is, personal accomplishment. It was fucking pretty cool. I did my hometown. It's Fremont, Ohio. It's not that big, but it's, it's between Sandusky, which is where Cedar Point is, and Toledo. And for the New Year's, I was able to do the comedy portion and put it together. Have my boy Travis Kyle come in from out of town. That was pretty cool. So I'm in charge of that. But funny fucking stories was I went to Toronto. This is really recently. Do you know Jason Rouse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was one of the first people on my podcast.
Fucking good dude,
Very good dude.
If you didn't, he's a Canadian too, eh?
Yep.
So if you didn't know him, you just knew him from the comedy, you'd be like, this guy's gonna fucking, cut your kitten open and gut it, and then eat its intestines in front of you, and then floss its teeth with the cat hair. You'd be like, but in real life, off the stage, he's the nicest, it's funny. He's like, you know, they'll love you up here because, you know, you're practically like not a Canadian, but you're a Canadian because that's, I don't know. They're all like you. That's what he said. So he's doing Toronto, and he's like, hey, man, come up. And I'm a big hockey fan, so I was like, fuck yeah. So I went up to Toronto and doing yucks. Fucking go over there, and he's halfway through his set. There's a drunk guy yelling at him about him not being funny. And he's like, oh. So, you know, and he's going back and forth with them. And then half the crowd turns on the heckler. You know what I'm saying? So Rouse just looks at him like, don't worry about it, guys. I got this. And he just lights this dude up. The next thing you know, this guy goes, you know, charging towards the stage. And as he's going towards the stage, like, I'm looking at the security. They ain't doing shit, you know? And I mean, like, because I don't think they realize, I don't know what's going on, you know? And I'm not trying to diss Yucks because I love that place. They're really cool to me. And I felt bad for the one security dude. So I walked over there because in the old days, like, when I started hanging at the store, there really wasn't any security, you know, like there is now. They'll fuck somebody up, dude. You know, the security guards now. Back then, it was like police your own. So anyways, I'm talking to this one guy, end up fucking putting him in a headlock, kind of walk him out. And this is, the Yucks guys are like, after the whole fact, they were pretty stoked about. You know, like, oh, thanks, man. You're hired anytime you want to come up, you know. Nice. So that was pretty cool. I got a free hoodie out of the deal, so, you know. Another time we're doing another weird brawl. It's like we're doing Tap House in Virginia Beach. It's like a fucking, just a bar show. A bunch of these military reservists were in doing training. And it sucked because, like, I'm military. I'm active duty at the time. So I'm like, shit, I don't want to get in any trouble. So I'm going over to this table that won't shut the fuck up. And I'm trying to fuse them, you know, because they already got the military stigma. Like, there's a lot of comics don't like military because there's a few of the young kids, the younger ones that are really full of bravado, you know, and, like, the whole, look at me, I'm a badass, but you're really a pussy inside. That kind of shit going on.
Or you could be like the Green Beret who whipped Jeremiah in the butt the other night.
I'm all like, dude, that guy's definitely, like, a psychotic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and the funny thing is like, I've worked with Green Berets before, you know, I've worked with most of my careers, like, either with Marine Corps or Navy SEALs.
I worked with a couple raspberry.
And they're cool people, and you know how you can tell somebody's not a SEAL or a Green Beret is the first thing they do is they tell you that they are a SEAL or a Green Beret. So I'm a Green Beret. That guy was fucked up, man.
That guy was fucked up.
What a dick.
Okay, so back to Tap House.
Oh, Tap House, yeah. So these assholes are starting to talk shit, and then next thing you know, the table stands up, and they're trying to talk shit to a comic on the stage. One goes after him, and then, you know, just like, come on, dude. And we fucking I walked these guys outside and diffuse the situation a little bit. And then, next thing you know, we all go out, and it's just a full-on brawl, man. There's like 5 fucking comics just fighting 5 of these motherfuckers. And just fists flying everywhere. It's great. And then Sean Malick, rest in peace, one of my homies fucking pushes this guy over the fucking deck, and he lands, like, on his arm, but not completely right at the angle where it snaps his arm between his elbow and his hand in half. So I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, everybody get the fuck. I'm screaming at everybody to get back in the bar, and at the same time I'm grabbing a fucking stick and I'm trying to splint this asshole's arm so it doesn't, you know, it's already sticking out. It's like fucked up, you know. So here I am. I'm diffusing the cops. Like, get the fuck back inside, man, before the cops show up. So we, you know, before we played dumb, we didn't see nothing. So I'm getting a fucking stick, and then which is part of a fucking broom handle. I snap it in half, and then I put it in his sleeve, and I got it right there, and I get some fucking tape. So I taped this poor bastard's arm to a stick, and they get in the car and they leave. They're still talking shit, half of them. The other half are like, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, dude. You know, it's like, who the fuck are you guys with? And then I was trying to figure out what train, because I was in charge of training at an amphibious battalion, so I'm trying to figure out who's there for training from different units. But so many people in Virginia, you'll never find it. But yeah, man, so that motherfucker has definitely got either thrown out of the military or gotten rolled back from whatever school he was in, because his arms snapped.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking weird.
Yeah, John never went to Virginia, but he was in West Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
For a while. And he said that because he plays disc golf, and he was disc golfing, and some kid in like almost a full body cast in a wheelchair is being pushed by his brother who has no shirt on. And they're just showing up at the frisbee field, and John's like, what the fuck? And he's like, how'd you get hurt? And he goes, the kid in the cast goes, I fell off the roof. And then his brother spits tobacco and goes, I pushed him. So
no, me and my little brother, we used to play King of the Mountain on top of the roof in the garage, man. It was hard. I remember when he fell down, he was like, ah! I put my hand on his mouth, shut the fuck up. Ah! I'm like fucking covering it. Dude, shut the fuck up.
we used to do the thing where when we get hurt one of each other, like if the cousins were all playing and one of them got hurt, we'd be like, hit me, and I'll laugh, and like, just don't tell anybody. We don't want to get in trouble.
We used to throw my little brother off the balcony.
Yeah.
Like one of the bigger siblings below until he started jumping himself, and we're like, no, that's terrible. We can't do that. There's no one there to catch you.
See, I wasn't too mean to Adam, my little brother, except I did dress him in a sailor's outfit and lock him outside.
But there were 2 of you. There were 8 in my house. It had to be bedlam.
Is it just you and your brother? Do you just have one brother?
I thought you were talking. Yeah, I got a little sister too, but there's like 8 years difference. My little brother was a shit though. Like, you hate your siblings when you're a kid, but now you grow up, you're like, hey, he's pretty cool. Like, well, so as a kid, we started stealing cigarettes and shit when I was like 10, so he was like 7. Just being typical hoodlums or whatever. And then next thing, I think about 12 years old or whatever, we had this system where we'd go to Rogers. It's like Kroger's. It's the same brand but different name.
Like Ralph's?
Yeah, like Ralph's. And then
Ralph's, Rogers, damn.
It's going to Ralph's real quick. Side note, Steve Simone. All right, so Kroger's has these pretzels that makes me homesick, right? And so my mail would go to Steve Simone's house while I was on deployment, and he'd send me my mail and fucking Kroger's pretzels.
Aww.
He's a shit, man. So I get Kroger's pretzels, which you can buy at Ralph's. So anyways.
And Rogers.
Yep. So my little brother, we'd go in. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's your body.
So my little brother and I, we skate park jury. Like, my mom used to throw me out a lot because I was a shitty kid, She's only 15 years older than me. So, I'd sleep under the skate ramp when I was a kid, But it was cool because, my little brother would go in, 10 minutes after me. I'd grab cigarettes, 5, 6 packs, and I'd put them behind the little Debbie's. And then after I'd walk out, then my brother's, that was his cue to go in. And he'd go grab them all, and he'd fucking just stick them in his pants and walk out. That's how we got smokes.
Do you smoke now?
Nah, I haven't smoked in 9 years.
Good for you.
I'm smoking. Just kidding. I'm fat as shit.
Hot.
Yeah, I wish.
So, did your brother ever break anything? Did you break your brother at any time?
Dude, it's crazy. I was in Atsugi, Japan. My brother, it was I don't know, fucking my 4th deployment. And I'm chilling at Atsugi. I just got this weird message from my mom, your brother was stabbed. So my brother's doing all kinds of, he was selling Coke. And he was at some gas station. He lives in, they all live in Florida now, So he was in Boynton Beach or something like that. And some coke deal went wrong. They stabbed him in his side, man. And they didn't fuck the wound, as the Don Bear story goes. So
Can't get her pregnant.
Can't get it right underneath the rib. Fuck, I love
sensation you'll never ever have again.
He's the blood for lubricant.
So, I think we just turned this into a good advertisement to go watch Don Barris, because he is the shit.
Late nights in the OR.
Dude, it's the best, man. So meanwhile, while we're laughing, my brother's lungs are filled with blood. He might...
He lives, right?
He does live,
okay.
yeah. I don't think I could say this just laughing if it didn't. Yeah, so
comedy and pain.
Hell yeah, man. That's what put me here. So, yeah, that feels good. Alright, so he ends up, having blood in his lungs and all this other shit, and I'm like, God damn it. So, I'm fucking thinking about getting out of the Navy or quitting or something just to go home. But he's alright. They fucking healed him up, not, he, I don't know, I don't want to say, Wolverine super healing factor strength or whatever, but he ended up being okay.
Superhero healing strength.
There you go.
I had Tony Hinchcliffe on, and he's like, I never get sick.
Yeah.
I heal immediately. He's like, I'm inhuman. I'm a god.
The guy looks like he's got, the ultimate metabolism.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I want to give him a secret. Just
Gonorrhea.
something. I don't know.
Herpes.
It's running around the store.
What is?
Gonorrhea. No. Herpes. There's like a huge herpes outbreak
It's
right
like-
now. Yeah.
That's why I stay away from comics, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I got made fun of by comics for not having herpes. Like,
Yeah,
that's
seems
something
about
you
right.
you make fun of for not having it? Like, what the fuck? So that's like two things that I've always been worried about my entire life. Is like, things
Sleeping
happen.
with comics and getting sexually transmitted infection.
Sure. No, STDs and like things going wrong with my feet because, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much training you have on like STDs and your feet. When you're in the military, it's like you go to Puerto Rico and you got like this like cauliflower looking shit, and like they show you all these horrible movies and all these flicks, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna wear 5 rubbers on my dick next time I fuck.
So
'cause
your
it's so
dick
scary.
and your feet don't look like cauliflower.
Yeah, so I put rubber on my feet too when I run. Yeah. No, it's just like always, you know, make sure you change my socks out as often as possible
That's
and
not what I thought we were going to
hydrate.
say.
Oh, go with it. So I go ahead. What were you thinking? I was gonna say.
No, I make sure you always change your condom. It's like I think that's the
Funny
rule.
story. When I was in Okinawa, my last deployment.
Keep going.
So when I was in Okinawa, I was in charge of like the buildings. I had Hanson, Schwab, Fatima, Lester, Courtney, like all these that kind of shit. If something's fucked up with the buildings, you know, we make sure that we fucking, you know, go and we fix them and all that. Well, I found out that this is a common thing. I don't know why. I found out that 2 Marines got like some chlamydia or some shit for thinking that it was okay to use a condom and flip it inside out so the other one could use it.
Oh
Yeah, right?
No.
Not right.
No.
Well, she said, I was agreeing to that. That's the yeah, right part.
All right.
no.
So,
Are
do
they
you
in
have
Florida?
a favorite story from the Comedy Store? Or a shocking story? Let's do that one. Let's play that.
Well, I remember, like, one night, this is about 10 years ago, like, yeah, one night, we were just sitting in there's a couple, they're hanging out in the OR, just shooting the shit, and then they just kind of disappear, and they got walked in on fucking in the bathroom that was, like, right at the bottom of the stairs. It's like, the bathrooms are remodeled now, so it's not how it used to be. It used to be, like, 2 different bathrooms,
Yes.
and they got caught fucking in there.
Girls or guys, man?
What's that? I think they were both girls, but well, I think it was kind of unisex.
It was kind of unisex.
Was
it was
it?
like a closet. There was
Yeah.
like, it wasn't like it is now where there's like 3 of them in, like 3 stalls. It was a singular
bathroom?
bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you guys know PJ Stansbury?
Yes.
All right, so PJ, you know the back wall on the parking lot. It's like that. It's all cleaned up now, but there used to be all these vines and shit. And they cleaned it off once. There's like one vine standing there, and everybody was like, "This is the end of the night." They're closing up the store. There's just comics hanging out. I wasn't a comic yet. I was just a hanger-outer. And fucking everybody was running up. It was Tony Hinchcliffe, a couple other people. And this was back when Hinchcliffe still worked at Starbucks, like right next door. You know, but everybody else was running up and trying to pull his fucking vine down. And then Stansbury runs up and then just fucking head over, fucking heels over assholes, rolls down that whole thing. He's like, "Oh, motherfucker, I can't believe I fuck you. Fuck that fucking thing." And he goes back to do it again, does the same shit. "Oh, motherfucker." And he's like, ripped the shit out of his knees, like all nasty. And so I was like, "Oh, god damn it." And then I got the first aid kit and I was patching him up. And then, like, 2 days later, I'm hanging at the store. Stansbury, once again, breaks the fucking bottle, slices his hand all open and shit. There I am again, patching him up. My nickname was Doc for a couple weeks after that. Yeah, I think even Doc Willis was calling me Doc, too. That feels good. Weird, but good.
Do you have... Okay, so how do you feel?
What's that?
How do you feel? Do you feel okay? Feel relaxed?
That's all right.
That's all right. All right, yeah. That's
all right.
exactly what every girl wants to hear. All right.
That's all right.
What's what
Feels good, yeah.
You were fine.
Okay. Anything you want to plug? Any social media you want to hit?
Oh, man. I had something I was going to say. I forgot what it was. Some fucking stories. But, yeah, Civilianization's a podcast I do. I talk to veterans, and it's usually a different one. We talk anything from combat to chlamydia. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's about basically everything from civilian world to being a military veteran. So there's like this dark time that we all go through as veterans. And it's kind of, nobody wants to admit it, but the second you go from military to civilian, you don't mean anything anymore. That's how you feel.
Right.
The phone stops ringing. Like, I'd get like 5-6 phone calls a day on like how to do shit. It's just you're doing it, and then your whole world just disappears, like gone. It's just like fucking Thanos snapped his finger. That's when you go from that military to being a civilian. It's like, what the fuck? And you're just trying to figure out what your new identity is. Thank God I was already doing stand up for like a few years before I retired.
Right.
But that's like the thing is just to try to talk about how do you deal with being a civilian, to go from the military world to that. I know it sounds all depressing, but that's part of it, just how to deal with it, and also like a lot of the fun stories, all the pranks you play on each other while you're overseas, that kind of silly shit. So,
And where can you find your podcast?
iTunes, Stitcher, all that other fun stuff.
All right. You are good to go.
Oh, yay. That was good.
All right, that was Josh O'Brien. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, please like, subscribe, comment, send me emails of people that you'd like on the podcast. I'm trying to branch out away from comedian, or not away from, but add some others that are not comedians. So if you have any ideas, please email me at joyshappyendings@gmail.com. Bye.